Well, a little bit of a late start, a couple minutes behind. Regardless, it doesn't matter. We're still ready for some more Rocket League action. MCS kicks off its third week of competition. We've got 8 weeks total in Season 8, and it should be a blast. Me, myself, you see me on the screen. I'm here every single week. I got V15 with me. V a recurring face as well. What do you expect out of tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited to see this showdown, and obviously there's one thing that feels like it's looming in the distance, and that is the trade deadline approaching. So I'm interested to see in the future with this match week, two teams we're seeing here in this first matchup that really do have a lot to prove and are looking to be the bright spot of their franchises after today's games.
Indeed, and I think overall, when you're looking at things, taking a look at this format for the season, like you mentioned, the trade window, it's not very large on the screen, but it's large in our minds. Goodness gracious. October 22nd, that's in 3 days. That is actually Sunday is when it opens. So, we are going to see it's only for, that's 9 days, it looks like, between the 22nd and the 1st. It is technically Sunday to not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. So a whole week to decide how teams want to change up their rosters, some not working out as much as others. Regardless, though, should be a blast. I'm excited to see what we get. Really, in this first matchup, these are two teams sitting kind of... the Jungle sitting towards the top. They're sitting in second right now. They're doing well for their season. And then you've got the Bemidji Lumberjacks, who have had kind of the opposite, not doing as hot as they would have liked.
Yeah, which is quite surprising because I think yourself and I, we casted the first match for Bemidji at the start of the season, and that lineup
and they look good.
Impressive. Yeah. I mean, Bob, Black Belt, Traxel, all three of them were firing on all cylinders, which makes you think, what has happened, I guess, in the previous week when we didn't see them? Well, it looks like they lost 2 Game 5s. So they went the distance in those matchups, which is quite challenging. But this is not going to be an easy matchup regardless, because Chicago is coming off of getting reverse swept by Bloomington in an overtime Game 5 loss. So this team is borderline. I mean, they're in second place for a reason. They're really showing... what they can bring, and are trying to catch up to this Hibbing Rangers side. So 2 strong teams, I'd say, but really looking to get it firing and picking up, I guess, the slack from within their own franchise.
Indeed. On the side of the Jungle, you've got Grant, Jonah, and Debu. They're a starting lineup, the team they got drafted. Good to see that they're still kicking together. They haven't used many subs on the season, it sounds like. So, but yeah, on the side of the Lumberjacks, you've got the general manager himself playing in Ben Storm, and Black Belt and Bob the Huge Man. Should be a blast. We'll see what we get. But I'm as ready as anyone's ever going to be. Your prediction for this series? I'll just throw mine out first. I'm going to go with the Jungle in 4. I got a feeling that this team is going to be one to watch.
Maybe I still have some bias to being a Bemidji
You're
Lumberjack.
still a Bemidji guy?
I may be Ben Storm pilled a little bit. So I'm thinking both these teams, last week they both went into Game 5s pretty frequently. I think the only other matchup for Chicago was a forfeit win for them. So I'm seeing Game 5, Bemidji takes it. I'm seeing the upset, and I think maybe they just had an off week last week, and they'll be coming out to some new, brighter pastures ahead.
Brighter pastures, greener pastures,
yes.
More lumberjack-ish pastures with bigger trees to chop down. They've got a big one to chop down, though, in the new expansion franchise, the Chicago Jungle. And I'm curious as to what are your thoughts on the new expansion franchises going into this season? Did you think it's a decent idea?
I think so. I was just actually discussing this yesterday. I was saying that the format this time around is really nice. It's good that we can get 2 full seasons in a calendar year, which I think really gets the level of play going, keeps the connections that you have that you're playing with, because you're always going to be running games. And I think it suits it especially really well in the Rising Star and Challenger level, given that we can have these doubleheader weeks. There's a lot more games, a lot more engagement with just the pure size of the league. And you're seeing a lot of players who maybe wouldn't have been able to compete at the Rising Star level, and someone who probably didn't have that worry was Bob the Huge Man. He was a lock, first round pick for Bemidji, and just bounce shot unsavable over Jonah to get the lead.
Indeed. And now, only 45 seconds in, we've got a 1-0 lead, and Bemidji starting off good. Ben Storm with his golden nugget. Won't find anything. Huge save, though, from Black Belt on that goal line. Grant gonna leave it for Jonah. Jonah, good pop-up touch to himself. Gets the backboard. There's Grant to go, but he misses. Debu's there anyways, and Debu's had a lot of touches on the ball to start off this game so far.
Yeah, great touching from Jonah, taking it on the front post.
Oh, the fake.
Out and drops it back to Debu perfectly. It's quite intentional, but they will take that, and very conventional finishing. It's taking some capitalization on some defensive mysteries, but it's a game one. What do you expect? Some people are getting used to it, and look to be firing all cylinders coming up.
Not quite end firing on all cylinders, but it's I mean, it's close. I think about what you said during that game, and I'm still waiting for a moment like that to happen again, because it was just so picture perfect. And the fact that he scored all 4 goals for his team, but yeah, I don't know if we'll see a player in Rising Star score all 4 for their team and tie the game with a low amount of time. But Chicago, though, look very good to start off this series. Good pace, putting pressure on this Bemidji team, and the GM having to, I think, sub in for this series, but he's playing well. Good pop-up touch here, tries to get over top of Jonah, but that first-round pick for the Jungle stands strong.
Yeah, I always feel like with these subs coming in, I always have the opinion that, or the feeling at first that, oh, there's going to be a drop in ability, there's going to be a drop in synergy. They're not going to really perform, will they? But it seems every time whoever subs in is up to snuff and they're able to compete at a similar level, which makes it greater, shows the value to have that set sub at the Rising Star level and get some chances. But Grant will take that chance himself. No one contesting this ball at the front post.
Great
Good
play.
Slow play by Debu there to set him up.
And Grant just beats Block Belt to the ball. Good challenge from him. We'll get the first on the board. It's not the first, the second on the board. What am I saying? The second on the board. Of course, for the Chicago Jungle now. Good collection by Jonah. Placed to the sidewall. Looks for a double. He does get it. Good pre-flip into the second touch. Will he score it himself? He won't. Grant, though, good fake out over one. Ben Storm with the clear. 50-50 from Debu and Block Belt won't amount to anything. Grant, though, scores the open net. And a good read from him to get the 2-goal lead back.
Yeah, I feel like all 3 of these goals for Chicago have come off of just a player passing it off that front backboard, that front post, and beating out a defender, and then it's just wide open real estate to tuck it away. It's like might need some extra pace, some more commits from Bemidji to block that one out, because right now they're just dunking everything.
Oh.
Jonah! Oh, what an incredible shot that was.
Well, Jonah's Arc has appeared in this series. Gets it by himself, doesn't need any help from his teammates. Walks the ball like he's walking a dog all the way down. And that was an incredible individual play. And 4-1 lead, 2:09 to go. Chicago looking really good in this series. Jonah for a possible double tap up the corner. Bob the Huge Man, though, huge clear. Grant's last back. Doesn't have a ton of boost. Great touch to himself, though. And looks for the 50-50. Block Belt and Bob run into each other, and a great individual play by the Chicago defense to work out of there. Ben Storm and his team are running into each other. Debu, free shot, block bow by Ben Storm. GM coming in clutch, likely saving the game for his team, but they don't have a ton of time, and they're down by a flurry of goals.
Yeah, they're going to need to start finding some connections up the field, some dangerous bumps from Chicago and from their own teammates. And more room here for Grant to take over. Bob's touching this, but again, deflected off the front post by Block Belt. Gets the touch out, but Jonah has space to play with here. He's already killed him on it before, but not this time. Block Belt creating some space here. Bob could take a chance. Flip towards the front post, intercepted by Grant. Some 50s coming out, kept into the corner. Bemidji needs to get a chance here, realistically, if they want to start clawing their way back into this matchup, but it just seems like there's a bit too much space. But Block Belt's trying to find a teammate here, and Ben's taking the shot. Grant takes it out. Bob the Huge Man can't get the dunk around, and Oh, that's gonna be disastrous for Bemidji. That was the chance they really needed to go their way.
Definitely one they're gonna want back, and now you're looking at a lot of goals and not a ton of time. Jonah clear all the way down the field. Ben Storm, good collection. Gonna play to himself, good 50-50 though on Grant in 27 seconds. Chicago look poised to take game one, and it's the reason why they're number 2 right now, and they look definitely solid in this first part of the season. Jonah for 2 off the backboard. Grant's there for the follow-up. He 50s 2 players from the Lumberjacks. Ben, great touch away. Grant looks for the recenter. Jonah comes flying in, but can't get the shot on target, and Debu, good play down to himself. 3 seconds. Ball's going to hit the turf. Chicago Jungle are going to take game number 1. They're 2 games away from an opening sweep.
Yeah, well done. Well played by the Chicago Jungle. Coming out hot in this first game. They went down early off of that shot by Bob the Huge Man, but responded wonderfully. I think there's the pace that they're getting towards the ball, the double taps they're getting to set up their teammates. It's really an all-around team effort that I feel like we're seeing so far. And I don't know. I mean, so what do you think the Lumberjacks have to do here to sort of turn the ship around before it's too late?
Not let the Chicago Jungle hit the ball 30 times in a row. I feel like if you're gonna win, a series, you need to not let the opponents have back-to-back touches on the ball multiple times in a row. So, I'm expecting a better, more well-rounded game here. I feel like we're gonna see a little bit more control from the Lumberjacks, but that midfield line right now is being pretty much controlled by this Chicago Jungle team. They're doing a great job of holding the line together, and it's working out tremendously. So look out for those guys in this game. But finally, everyone's, I think, back in the lobby. We're just doing a bit of a Red Rover shift, but regardless, 5 minutes again on the clock, and game 2 kicking off on Forbidden Temple. Oh, huge miss. Oh, jeez.
And we're kicking off the scoring once again. I mean, a strong blast from Debu, but Ben just can't quite get the read, and Black Belt assuming that Ben's gonna get a touch there and doesn't jump up for it, and that's really the worst possible start you can have to kick off a game.
Indeed. And I would not want to be not be on the side of the Lumberjacks right now in their comms, because probably isn't going the best, but regardless, really just the sheer offensive power we're seeing from the Jungle is very, very good. They're very controlled, good structure on their offensive chances. I mean, not every shot is going directly on target, but they're getting the beats on the ball that they need to.
Yeah, they're really strategic in when they're attacking the ball. I mean, we saw a great fake on that pass last game from Debu, just to use the space that they had, whereas it feels almost like Bemidji is launching the ball down the field, not really connecting on their touches, and there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room here where the Jungle are able to capitalize on a lot of these free balls that are just rolling out. As you see Grant take one of these, kicks out to Debu. This one's up on the backboard. Bob intercepts it. Jonah taking his time here, catches it, putting Ben in a tough spot, gets the read, and Black Belt follows through. This could be a chance here for Bemidji. Black Belt a little bit too narrow on that take, and Ben can't quite get the read as Bob sends it to the corner, but Jonah's there to capitalize. Just a well-regimented shift, but that can be contested by a big demo there from Bob, trying to shake things up here. As this pops out, Debu looking to put this one away.
Oh,
and,
boy.
Oh, it just feels like they're starting to run away with it. The pressure that they're getting is just suffocating the Lumberjacks here.
It's impossible to work through that. It's tough to work through. Regardless, another 2-0 scoreline. This one likely looking to be over earlier than we anticipated. Debu off the kickoff gets his third. He just cannot be stopped at this moment. 3.5 still left to go in game 2, and Debu has no intention of slowing down.
Yeah, he's already up to 3 goals on 3 shots. I mean, he's up to 400 points. The Lumberjacks as a whole are just barely above 100. So they're not getting many touches. They're not getting much movement. Any real shots to speak of? Completely shut out. But here's one right here, and they'll take the chance that it can get as Bob capitalizes and out of nowhere turns back the momentum potentially, looking to cut it down to 2.
Bob with a good answer. 7 seconds later, regardless, Jungle still heavily in favor of this series to win it, V, and they look good. I talked about their structure, but rarely are they double committing the ball. They have great spacing, great pop touch from Grant. Can he get a peak flip reset? Gets under one, though block belt. Sat in the way, good clear from him. Maybe a follow-up touch here. Debu's not ready, huge 50. Bob tries to pop it over Jonah, though. Jonah doesn't fall for the trick. Ben, though, huge beat in the midfield. Will keep up the pressure somewhat for the Lumberjacks, but they don't have any control on the ball, and I'm pretty sure Bob's in a Nimbus. I'm pretty sure that's what that car is called. I no idea as to why that car was selected on his preset list.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used that car, so it's not yet the read there.
Really, you're kind of a connoisseur of making your car the spectacle of the game.
Usually the design is my forte, but I can stay steady with the Fennec nowadays.
I don't know if you've used an Octane, you've used the Fennec too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's at least you're consistent with the design, and at least Jonah's consistent with scoring because it's 4-1 Jungle.
Yeah, another chance here. Debu, great with these passes out to the middle. Just keeps it close and flicks it over. I mean, they're all just working so well off of each other. I mean, you mentioned it, like the regimented speed, but they're quick to the ball, they're controlling the ball well, and they're not stepping on each other's feet. If someone wants to go for a solo play, nobody's doing a little like pop jump behind them expecting like a pass. They just seem to be calming or communicating with what they're going for, but Ben's trying to go for a sweet touch. Just gets it a bit too far to the side, but that's what we'd like to see, some signs of life for Bemidji, looking to create some of these chances and get what they can in this game too, because it's not over yet, and Blanco can't quite get it.
Oh no. Oh, that's 2 players on the side of the Lumberjacks at a free open net. Now Chicago in the counterattack, but you brought up stepping on each other's feet, and I think that's so important for, I mean, honestly, for this league in general, for Rising Star, for Challenger, for Premier, the teams that step on each other's feet do end up, really giving respect to each other, and in the end, understanding, this guy might have a great play, great pass down to Grant. Grant has his first of this game, but many more to come as they are just padding the stats at this point. But talking about stepping on each other's feet, they're letting each other do what they want with the ball. They're giving each other the space they want. They're giving each other the shots they want, the passes they want, and I mean, as a result, you scored more than enough goals to win a series, and Jonah has more than enough of a double. He hits the crossbar. Follow-up from Debu is off the bar again, and I mean, you see another play from the Lumberjacks who step on each other's feet. Grant out of the midfield gets his second of the game, and he is having a series.
Yeah, look at that. Debu's right there. He's going to take it, but Grant calls him off of it because he sees, I got an open net, they don't commit for it. That's just another goal. And I agree with that. I think teams, I think when you get to some of the upper levels, when you get to upper Challenger, Premier, there is that ability of some of these players to take over a game, to create some crazy chance, as we've returned to South America once again, dropping a sweet Brazil, this time with Debu, adding his 4th goal on 5 shots. I mean, what a performance. This is quite the matchup. We're in a foreign country right now, Brazil. We have our airplane ticket. Well, we've already used our airplane tickets. They're already way back in the garbage. We've used them, so. Yeah, we've gone to our One Brazil for the night. Maybe we're gonna go to an 8-1. Jonah's just playing with his food at this point. It's the bar. Ben with a good clear, somewhat. I said good clear. Haba, though, with a huge save on his goal line. Deepu's just gonna put this in for the stats, isn't he? Yes, he is. He has 5 out of his team's 8, and I mean, he's gonna be joining some elite company though with 5 goals in 1 game. It's actually rare. To see a player score 5. Yeah, Brock is part of that group. It's rare to see a player score 5 goals by himself at 1 game. I want to say the record is 7. I
and no one has. I mean, so I believe some people have tied it, but I don't think that they've come close to breaking it. But yeah, that was way back when it was still called MNCS, and way back when we didn't. I don't even know if Rising Star or Prospect was even an afterthought at that point. But Brock might have more answers than me. But regardless, this was a blowout of epic proportions. And it is a Game 2 victory for the Chicago Jungle. You see the lights flash up green, and it's all green right now, just not the right shade.
Yes, the Jungle, they're in their own home color. The better shade of green is showing. And I see, potentially we'll see Bob change up the car. Maybe that was the difference. One thing I don't know if we're going to see is...
Hope.
Yeah, I don't know if the Nimbus is the move, but we will see.
I know Dicey has used it before. Dicey 100% has used the Nimbus before, but I heard somebody has told me that the Nimbus sounds like a disease you get in your fingers. But yeah,
see that.
Right now, I mean, Debu has 1,024 score. He's shooting 5 for 6. They have 8 assists as a team. What is this performance? What are we watching? This is just a. If the Lumberjacks somehow come back from this and all of a sudden we're in Game 5, I'm gonna lose my mind. I actually don't understand how to predict anything when it comes to Rising Star. Then,
although it's tough to say because this could have happened last week. I didn't see the score lines, but they did get reverse swept by Bloomington. So if it could have been a similar situation to this, where this Chicago team comes out extremely hot, maybe not as hot as this, because this is like service level of the sun heat coming through, but they could maybe step back, put their foot off the gas, look to assume that the job's in the bag, and it came back to bite them potentially last week. So I'm hoping that they'll continue to show the intensity, show the skill that they've had. And I mean, you don't know that. I mean, 8 assists on 8 goals. That's just like...
That's unbelievable.
A true unit of a squad.
That just doesn't happen. Huge backflip though from Jonah. That shot from black belt though, not on target even enough to force a defensive play, but Jungle gonna panic for a second in their back line. They all commit to that ball. Jonah though sitting on his backboard with no boost. Has to touch it out. Ben is there for the touch, but he just hits it to the corner. Now Grant can collect the corner and go off of the ceiling and use the time that Ben just gave him. And Bemidji have got to start putting the ball on target a little bit more. I feel like that'll help them if they just start shooting it instead of looking for a perfect pass every single time. I think that you can't look and expect to get the perfect play every single chance you go for. Right now, Chicago, though, can't do much wrong. Great drop down pass from Debu. Jonah in the midfield tries to touch it to himself. Can't get the play forward. Ben Storm, good touch in the midfield. Grant, good pop touch. Where's Bob the Huge Man? Touches off the backboard. Grant with a good clear to Debu. Great pop touch to himself. Black belt's up already, though. And this game a little bit different than the previous two. We haven't seen Chicago go on a score raid quite yet. Bob the Huge Man, though, he's back in the Fennec and back online.
I think that's just a sign, and that's telling of the car choice, because what a beautiful Fennec play. That flick, that take off the sidewall. I mean, I think that could be a Kickstarter for this of his team. Getting out to an early lead, we saw that in Game 1, and it didn't turn out well, but it didn't turn out when they let up a goal 5 seconds into Game 2. So can they... I wonder what their mentality is going to be. Are they going to look to chase another goal, or are they going to sit back, try to hold on to what they have? I'd hope that they do the former, but it's been few chances for this Bemidji side. Feel like they've been few and far between.
Indeed. Grant, a pop touch to himself, gets a flip reset, maybe got 2. Pop-up touch for Jonah, who goes and tries to get the shot on target. Double commit again from the Bemidji Lumberjacks. 1-0 lead for them with 2:45 to go. Still plenty of time for Chicago to get this one, but if they lose this game, they're definitely going to want it back. Awkward for Jonah on his backboard. Jumps off the crossbar to make that touch. Now that's awkward off the backboard. Follow up from Bobby, misses. Ben gonna play to the midfield. What does he have? Not much, as Debu has no boost either. And Chicago's struggling to make contact on the ball here.
Yeah, insane. I mean, we're halfway through this game and Chicago have 0 shots. I mean, I don't remember the total on the back of my on the top of my head for last game, but it probably was in near 20 shots last matchup, and now they're being shut out. I mean, you have to wonder what has changed, and it just feel like Bemidji has all the pressure. The ball tends to spend a lot of time here on the Chicago half, and any touch they're getting is just a clear, and the midfield is completely owned by Bob the Huge Man, Black Belt, and Ben Storm, the triple B lineup.
Oh, don't do it like
DB
that.
was trying to take over with that flip reset. Can't quite find it. Black Belt clears it out. Minute 45 here, and we're starting to see the jungle turn to life.
Good chance there. Still plenty of time. Only a minute has elapsed. Great clear, though, from Grant. Tries to catch Bob looking. Can't get him on the turn. Great beat, though, from Grant. Going to go off the backboard. Black Belt getting bumped, but he stands in the way of Jonah, and I think that's a massive play because you know what that does. Doesn't allow Jonah to come in to take that shot. Black Belt sitting in the road, clogging up the lane, and Ben Storm off the sidewall. Black Belt gonna find Ben on the drop touch. Can he find the pass? No. Debu, midfield touch. Bob is awkward. What can he do with it? Jonah, though, just cuts him out. It goes off the crossbar. Ben with a heroic save. The GM of the Lumberjacks team coming to life. Grant off the ceiling. Good drop touch. Debu's there. Can he get it on target? No, he hits the crossbar. Jonah's blocked by Bob. Another 50-50 by Bob is going to go turn to the side. And I don't know how in the world that is not a goal for the jungle.
That is insane. It was right in front of the net. Just bounces up over the crossbar. But what a save from Ben Storm there against his momentum. Takes the dangerous touch from Bob and saves it. Does it himself for his own franchise. 30 seconds here. Can they maintain this offensive pressure? They would love to get a good second goal to close this one out. Ben flicks it towards the middle. Bob the Huge is there off the crossbar. Black Belt now trying to take the shot, and he tucks it away. Well done. Well played. Defense and offense. Good speed from Bob the Huge Man. And out of the craziest turnaround of swing of 2 games, it looks like Bemidji are on the fence on the way to taking this game 3.
I just honestly, like, I really think that this game was just a kind of a throwaway from the jungle. They kind of stopped, figuring that they needed to play fast and play smart and with their touches on the ball, and Bemidji caught him out twice. So going into game number 4, we will have one. So Bemidji's going to force it, and please don't let what I was saying come true, because otherwise this will be a long series. Black Belt gets the third, and jungle gonna have to go back to the drawing board for game 4 and figure out what they did wrong in the third game.
Yeah, there's gotta be something that they're finding out. I do agree that they could have taken their foot off the gas, the speed of the touches. Maybe they're trying to just weren't playing with as much intensity as we've seen. And this Lumberjack, I mean, you want to see a team have some fight, and I think that's what I'd love to see out of them. Just getting absolutely demolished in that game 2, holding on this momentum, and then Bob the Huge Man scores a great solo play, and the whole team answers back. I mean, Black Belt is doing a great job finishing these chances. Ben had a great save there at the end, and it was a great performance, and all around very strong.
The actual third is here.
Oh
boy.
Wow.
Well, that means they can sub. Apparently, they're going to be subbing Ben out, and their third in Traxel is going to hop into the game, and that is allowed by rule set. You can do that. You just cannot sub him out in the middle of a game. You can do it in between the games of a series. So this just got a whole lot more interesting because the full Bemidji roster is now going to play. But I think that is not a good thing, to be honest, because who knows how warmed up Traxel is? Who knows how warmed up this team chem is? Because V15 is going to be tested here in the next 5 minutes. Bemidji on their last breath for this, but now looking into game 4. What do you think the Lumberjacks need to do to force a game 5? Because they can certainly do it after that fourth game.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. If you had said this going to game 3, I'm like, definitely, it was a tough performance. But I mean, Ben felt like he held his own. He had that big save. He was working well, and we have no clue. I'd have to assume that Traxel is coming in cold because you wouldn't be warming up while they're playing the matches. But it's an interesting lineup switch, and coming straight into game 4, potential one and done, and Grant trying to take his time. Well done there. Important bump, and tucks it away, and one demo changes it all.
It's like watching paint dry. He's just waiting for the ball to roll to the middle and hit the little lip and then finally go in. And Jungle do what they couldn't do in the third game. They score first, and they score in general. So huge first W by them. But Black Belt could pre-jump, will block Deebu's touch, and Deebu has gone a little bit quiet in this series. Was not as impactful in that third game. He needs to be as impactful he was in the first two. If the Jungle are going to cruise to a 3-1 series victory, they got the lead, but the important thing is they have the lead. So Bemidji on their back foot right now. The ball is definitely in their court. It's in their end, but now we're going to flip the field a little bit. And I love that, V, about Rising Star is these players are not afraid to clear the ball, and the team to me that does the better job of clearing oftentimes gets the most amount of chances, just because they're getting the ball on the other side and flipping the field. Grant's going to score his second open net with no boost. How are you going to let this happen?
Man, these demos coming out for either sides, they're just shaking up the field. I think that was just a trade, but no one at the back post. Grant will take these open nets any day of the week, and I think they're starting to get back into the rhythm. This time through a few demos, ball's coming down their end, but they're taking over what they need to do, doing what they need to do, finding their passes, getting the touches over players, and they continue this. It's gonna be tough for this Lumberjack side to turn around, but again, it's gonna be one chance, and Traxel can't quite put it to the either side of Jonah, sends it right towards him, and that's gonna be a tough result there. And you see the Jungle, Jonah getting a big 50 there. Traxel intercepts. Deebu though, low boost, takes his time once again incredibly well, kicks to the front, and could be a chance for Traxel, finding a teammate, trying to find Bob in the middle, gets a 50 and puts it away.
Bob, the huge man, they call him huge for a reason. Huge 50-50 on Jonah, but I don't even think that was a 50-50. Jonah beat him to the ball, but Bob was in the better spot, and 2.5, I mean, we got almost 3 minutes to go. 2-1, and we've seen a 2-goal comeback on this field, and I mentioned it. It was a player named End who completed it for his Rising Star team way back in Season 6. And we're in a similar spot, but End only had about 20 seconds to do that. This game, they got about 2.5 to do that. Huge miss, though, from the Jungle, though. That's a great touch. Is this an open net? It is for a second, but Deebu's back. He gets dunked, though, by Bob. Nobody from the Lumberjacks, though, committed on the 50-50 and wanted Bob to win it. They were playing back for it.
Yeah, they almost like they trusted the touch for the Jungle more than the dunk by Bob. They're just, looks like this is going to be committed. This is going to be a clean beat. We got to get marked on defense.
Yeah, why should we even bother at this point?
The one time that it goes their way, everyone's turned around. It's a tough result, but there is, I guess they're just thinking we don't want it to go down by 2. Hold on to this 1-goal lead, find their opportunity, and that's what they're looking to do here. Black Belt controls this one well, kicks it again towards the middle, towards Bob, gets an important beat there. Deebu at the front post, facing the wrong direction, but forces it into the corner. Straxel will pop this one out. Black Belt tasked with getting this one, but he doesn't get quite the cleanest read. Who's following up on this? It's Deebu with some power towards the net. Big touch from Bob. Can he get a double? Yes, he can, but it's going straight towards Jonah. That could be a dangerous touch here. Straxel beats him out. No boost, though. Another high ball for Black Belt to deal with. Doesn't quite get the read. Jonah puts this one off the crossbar and goes across the net, and Straxel clears their lines.
Minute and 11 to go. Good pop touch from Grant, though. Gets dunked by Black Belt. Jonah, huge touch. Hopped in the octane this game. Has found 2 important demo or bump plays on offense, to give his team a 2-1 lead. And good shot from Straxel, though. Bemidji just threw in all their cards onto the table. 50-50. Doesn't come out, though. Bob with a huge beat. Deebu's last back, and he's there to make the touch. Straxel now off the backboard. Awkward play for the Jungle. Jonah, their headman, gets demoed, and now 50-50 is going to come out in the midfield. 35 seconds. Jonah with a little bit of time, will have his boost stolen by Black Belt, but he goes anyway and takes it off of Black Belt's head. Grant, good touch over top of Shraxel, will beat him out. Waits for the bounce, but isn't going to score this time with 0 boost. Black Belt trying to tip it off to Shraxel, but Shraxel drives away in 50 seconds, V. But Midgie trying to put it together.
Yeah, a lot of demos coming out, trying to open up a chance here, but Grant will touch this one. Shraxel looking to send it a dangerous space. Devu gets it. Shraxel 0 boost, but sends to the corner. 3 seconds left. They need to attack this ball as this pitches towards the net. Oh, it just goes over the top. Oh, and the jungle in a hard-fought battle there, holding on to those 2 demo goals and taking the series 3-1 over the Bemidji Lumberjacks.
A good win for the for the jungle, excuse me, for the Lumberjacks. Another tough loss this season. That, of course, being their third. They're now 1-3. The jungle going to move to 3-1. So if the Hibbing Rangers lose tonight, they'll tie their series record. But yeah, looking at things now, it's the Lumberjacks versus the jungle, and the jungle just played the more complete series. The Lumberjacks played one really solid game, but other than that, they couldn't get anything going, V, in the other 3. And as a result, when you can't get anything going, it's very tough for you to put, I guess a complete series together and a win together, because you're constantly wondering what you did wrong in the other previous games. Yeah,
it felt like it could be a synergy difference with Ben coming in for the substitution. I mean, those first 2 games were catastrophic for the Bemidji Lumberjacks. It just seemed like they're getting outpaced, outbeat to every ball. And it was one of these situations where you could, if they have a better warm-up, if they're more locked in, you can fall behind really quick, because those game 3 and 4, Bemidji were way closer. They were playing the Chicago Jungle much more evenly, and if those games 3 and 4 were shifted up to 1 and 2, we could be telling a different story. But now both of these teams are obviously warmed up, and they're both stepping into their next matches at 6:45. We have Bemidji facing off against, it's a tough night for them. They're against the Duluth Superiors, who are sitting in 3rd place. So looking to,
oh boy,
it took it to turn that
I didn't
around.
realize that. You're playing,
yeah, a bit difficult with the Chicago Jungle going against the 1 and 2 Burnsville Inferno. So a bit of an easier matchup for the jungle, looking to get a strong 2-0 and looking to see if they can pick up a potential top seed off if the Hibbing Rangers drop any points.
Indeed. And coming up next, the Mankato Atlas taking on the Bloomington Maulers. The Atlas right now sitting all the way down in 14th at 1 and 2. The Maulers sitting at 15th in 1 and 2. So this is a 14th versus 15th battle. The winner getting back into the fray of the seeds, at least, and the loser going down, possibly looking at a roster change in that first trade window. But we're going to send it to a very, very short break. We'll see when that match comes up.
She found a way into my heart. She don't make out, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, 'cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. Back to long nights can get me feeling lonely. Hey. And hearing music that can make me smile. But the way I feel with her cannot be explained. But one thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad.
They say that life's too short to be holding this tight. So why am I walking light? And in this world of light and color, I'm not afraid of the night. And this future's so bright that I got all these friends, and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa. This new world is ours. This new world is ours, and all these friends, and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa. This new world is ours. This new world is ours. This new world is ours. They say that life's too short, and I can feel in my bones the horizon is close now, now, now. And the world's been changing lately, but after the storm we come out strong now, now. And I got all these friends.
Got wandering eyes that I seem to follow. Can only stay still for some time. I've never aligned with the city's pulse.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. We are here with Mankato Atlas versus Bloomington Maulers today. I believe these are the 14th and the 15th teams and standings right now. So we'll see what happens here. What do you think for these games? What do you think is going to come from these, V?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting showdown. I prefaced it at the start of this of tonight that, I mean, in 3 days we have the trade deadline opening up, and I mean, you have two teams at the bottom of the Rising Star tiers who could be looking to make some changes if the results don't go their way. And as we've seen already in one of the earlier reported scores, this Bloomington Maulers side losing in Game 5 to the St. Cloud Flyers. So instead of both coming in at 1 and 2, Bloomington Maulers are coming in at 1 and 3 with defending Rising Star champion Ari on the team. So I'm definitely very interested to see how this matchup turns out, especially from a Bloomington side, if they can carry some of the momentum that they had in the previous game to go 5 matches, or if they'll be feeling some pressure in terms of their roster spot. And obviously the same for Mankato, stepping into this being their first match of the night. See if they can come out hot, look if they can get a win here and start off and turn around their season right now.
Yeah, I really like that you mentioned Ari. You wouldn't expect a team like Bloomington Maulers. Oh, starting it off hot. As I said, Ari scoring the first goal within 3 seconds. you just wouldn't expect a team like Bloomington Maulers to be way down there. I mean, you have Ari, like you said, a land champion last season. Sear has just been playing phenomenal, and Windy is a very solid third. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe they can move up the rankings a little bit. Trying to get something going here. Windy booms the ball way downfield. Stays on here to the backboard. Caesar with a nice touch there. Sear to just clean it up though. Caesar moving it up. Windy with a soft touch. Maybe get it back to it. And Cripplify on it. Sear almost had a shot there. Aubrey with a shot, but saved by Caesar. Jaws comes flying in to clear it to the corner. Wendy with a nice touch middle, but no one's there. Clipify booms, but Ari is back. The Cripify on it again, maybe looking for a double, but but Caesar is there to clean it up.
Good follow-up play there from Mankato. Able to find a big demo. Good front post touch. Windy just sitting at the front post, and Caesar's there to clean it up. Having been on a team with Caesar previously, I know the Caesar effect on teams, which tends to be a lot of demos, a lot of aggressive play style, which tends to throw teams off their momentum. And that almost switched it up completely as Cripplify hits the back post. But I will be interested to see if we see more demos coming out from this Atlas side and how this Bloomington team can handle the storm that they could face, or if there could be some overchasing for this Mankato team. But right now it seems to be trading back and forth. A lot of room here for Caesar to take over. Takes it to the skies, drops it down low. Windy's there to intercept, but Cripplify trying to get a touch again. Looking for Jaws. Sears up early. Touch this one off to the left, and already shows some pace here. Could be a 1v1 situation, but an important intercept from Caesar as we're seeing quite a lot of just midfield chances after that back post shot by Cripplify.
Yeah, I don't think either one of these teams has a real standout player. I don't think you're going to see anyone on one of these teams hit, a triple flip reset. I don't know how many people you're going to see hit that regardless, but both teams seem very solid in their rotations. I like how you said that the Atlas are looking for demos, with that Caesar effect. And I actually had the privilege of scrimming the Maulers earlier last week, and they are a tough team to play against because they, they're not going to beat you to every ball. They're not going to hit, a double tap off the backboard with their eyes closed, but as soon as you mess up, they're going to be there to punish you. As you can see, Sear just trying to get him off the ball there. This team is so tough to play against because, you expect them to do one thing, but they don't. They wait for you to mess up, and, you can count on it that you're going to get punished for going for the big boost. So we'll see how that play style opposes the Atlas here. I'm very interested to see what's going to go on as Windy tries to take it up in the air. Sear off the backboard, down to the middle, but Jaws is there. Send it right back to the net. Already with a touch to the side. Not too much going on as Windy takes a 50 to the midfield. Ari on the ball, looking for a double tap here. And he gets it. Nice shot from Ari Arts.
What a find there. Finds space in the middle of the park, sends it front post, beautifully drops it down just over Caesar in between two Atlas players and getting a chance. And we, like you mentioned, teams that I feel do take advantage of the mistakes of their opponents, able to capitalize and assume correct positioning. It's a very hard strategy to face against because it puts a lot of pressure on, in this case, the Atlas side. If you make a missed touch, usually they'll be there to capitalize on it, as Bloomington does. So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to have some of this capitalization along with their own mechanical skill that we've already seen from Ari, as Windy sends this one out to the side. Caesar intercepts and gets a dunk, sent to the right. Cripplify now trying to beat out Ari, gets a touch there. Jaws a little bit far behind. Cripplify stealing the boost there could change the momentum here on these touches. Caesar with a nice backflip there, getting every sort of dunk that you can imagine to keep it into this midfield, but Ari still is able to rattle it around. Windy with a chance, puts it front post. Ari looking potentially for demo, and now we see Caesar trying to get around one. This one just sitting dangerously in the middle and out of out of nowhere, Cripplefy hops in and ties this one up. It feels like the ball was just waiting for someone to hit it, and no one was there.
Yeah, very uncommon sight to see, but the Nets just left a little too open, and Atlas take advantage to tie that up with less than a minute remaining. I don't know much about this Atlas team, but I believe Caesar was their first round pick. He has the highest salary, so I think this team is going to be looking for him to, start those plays and just kind of do what's needed to score a goal. You see, he has a goal and an assist for both goals. So we'll see if this goes to OT, we'll see what he does there. Might not let it go to OT though. Looking for a nice play there, but Sears on backboard. Cripplefy with a nice 50 right back middle, but it looks like a team bump from Jaws. Gonna cut him off there. Sear on the ball. Caesar left in kind of a bad position. Sear off the backboard. Alri is there. Nice save. Jaws beats him. Windy there to catch it though. Going off the wall again. Ball's just kind of floating. This could be dangerous here.
Oh, no one's in net.
Jaws might catch it. Oh. Had a huge opportunity, but it might just not have had enough boost to get there. We're going to head into OT here. Ari Arts coming off the wall, looking for a 50, but can't quite get it. Cripplefy, maybe off the backboard. Caesar's going to be there, but miss, and Jaws is going to end it top right. Mankato Atlas are going to take the first game here.
Oh, some great pass from Cripplefy. Puts off some real power there. Bounced it past Caesar, but Jaws capitalizing his third man. I mean, just snipes the top right corner. And they turn around in that matchup. An early kickoff goal for Ori, and then a great double tap out of him as well. It was not enough, as we saw some interesting goals coming through with Cripplefy capitalizing on a ball that pops out into the middle. It really was quite a back and forth showdown, and I think we're seeing a team that is looking to sync up more, looking to find their chances, and Ari really putting the team, I say, on his back and applying what he needs to.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's looking like Mankato Atlas has one of the lowest salaries for Rising Star. I mean, they are just kind of down there. So, we'll see if it's, a common trend to having a low salary and being a bad team, because I believe the Hibbing Rangers are not that far from Mankato Atlas, but they're the only team that's undefeated. Jack, Kamo, and Hadron. Hadron has a salary of $13.48, and he is a very solid player. Kamo, only $15.32, and he has just been on an absolute tear recently. And I believe he's leading in 4 out of the 5 stats or something like that.
Yes, he's got goals per game, assists per game, shots per game, and saves per game, which is, I mean, incredible. I mean, what can you say? He's just absolutely running the show as a second round pick for that already strong lineup with Jack. And Hadrian also doing well. I mean, I checked their ball chasing group, and they wrapped up a Game 3 against Duluth by winning 8-0. So that team is really impressive in showing that they are, once again, another Hibbing Rangers Rising Star team showing their real strength. And it goes to show that who knows how salary affects players, and if you're applying and if you're scouting, if you're finding the right players who are putting in the effort and looking to improve and might just sync well together with your teammates, it creates a good lineup. And it will be interesting to see with some of these other lineups that might not be syncing as well, how they're going to adjust it, if they're going to work through it, if they're going to find another player, what really their plan is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think they are a prime example of, higher salary, not, maybe being a great team, and lower salary not being a bad team. I'm actually teammates with Cabo and Hadron for a different league, and so when I heard that their salaries were that low, I was interested in teaming again with them, because it would have been we have the chemistry already, we've been playing together, Unfortunately, Pops did steal them. Hate you, Pops. I'm just kidding. But let's get into game 2 here. Let's see if these Maulers can, kind of climb back here. I almost gets a quick one there, but Ari there to cut it off. On the ball again. Caesar with a nice cut. Liquify up in the air. Caesar, Jaws looking for a shot. And that was just, it looked like a misplay.
Yeah, it just felt like Sear was a bit too far. He was really, really back in net. It was like goalkeeper distance and just flips the wrong way. Well placed by Jaws there to send it into the left corner. It really had to do some work to put that one away. But again, that's just a ball that's popping out towards the middle of the park. And you could assume that someone might be there to intercept it, to block out the shot. But they're just sat a little far back. Maybe some of the beats that they had previously in game 1 are coming back to bite them, as we see this pop up here for Ori, trying to find a teammate off the backboard. Sear there this time, doesn't quite get it, and now Jaws will take over. 0 boost, rolling along, gets the 50, sends it into the top right corner, doesn't get the rebound. Cripple 5 pops in the middle, Caesar's there, doesn't quite get it on target as that is saved out. Now Sear trying to dribble this one up, but that's dangerously off his own backboard. This bounces down. Important touch by Windy there to make sure that is not doubled up the advantage. It's here now over the corner. Cripple 5 taking that boost, gets it around 1. Windy's there, but again, not quite on target. Gets the read, but it's just a little bit off to the side as Jaws clears the line. And we're seeing Bloomington create some of these chances, but it's just a ball length or two away from tying this one up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've seen a lot of chances for them to, I think we've seen a lot of chances for both teams to punish the other, but it just seems like they're a little bit too far. Cripplefy almost punishing them again. Jaws up in the air with a nice little floater down over Ari and Wendy. Oh, man, if you're the Bloomington Maulers, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking the pressure's on. Like from a non competitive standpoint. I mean, you can think in your mind, oh, it's just a new series, refresh the mental, but there's always something in the back of your mind that's saying every series, every goal that goes in, this is going to make it harder and harder. But I want to see some mental resolve here. I want to see them looking out to complete some of these chances. I mean, we know what ability all 3 of these players have, but it feels like they're just a step behind on some of the touches. I want to see some committals and not giving too much time to Mankato. As we see Caesar beat Ari there, this could be a hat trick for Jaws. I mean, I think going into overtime, game 1, Jaws had maybe 80 or 90 points, and ever since he scored that top right overtime goal, he has just exploded onto the scene.
Sear was actually another player that I kind of had my eye on come the draft. He is not very flashy, but he is very, get the job done. He makes the shots. He, hits the ball, and I think he's an all-around good player. So looking to maybe see him step up a little bit here. You can only do so much as one person, but he might be able to create some opportunities for his teammates as he moves downfield here. Ari on the ball, off the backboard, but Jaws is there. Cripplefy up pretty early. Sear there to cut it off from the wall. Caesar looking to hit it back up, but Ari's going to catch it there. Kind of awkward here in the corner. Nice 50 from Caesar, but Sear's going to be there. Getting the boost, maybe looking for a shot here, and there it is. Sear with the first goal. Maybe he can keep it rolling. Let's see, if he can get this tied up. See if he can win this game here.
Yeah, it just looks like they allowed, again, just a bit of space there, and Caesar will take that, takes the full boost, and places it over 2. Well done. Keeping the momentum here, looking to stay into this matchup, this all-important game 2. You don't want to go down to facing a reverse sweep when you really need to have a result, as Jaws takes a bit of space. Windy unable to reach that as Sear knocks to the corner. Caesar launching this one up. Can Ari get a read on this? Does get the drop down, not where he wants it. What an incredible falling save. Look how it is calculated as that one gets cleared out. Jaws now trying to find a team in the middle. Double commit up from Mankato. And this could be some danger here. Sear can get a bump. Can he just flip it over the top? And he can! Sear is putting on a show now. He's got 2, and they're within striking distance of tying this one up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they were down 3 and now they're down 1. They're back in this for sure. I would like to know if Jaws is a rookie though. I'm not familiar with that name, but if he is, great job to the GM for, you know, finding this diamond in the rough, because, you know, we're looking at the scoreboard and Jaws has 3 goals here. He scored the OT finisher last series. He's scoring. Shot almost goes in for the Maulers here. Already off the corner. Sears there off the backboard, but Wendy doesn't like it. Challenge there. Send it to the corner. He's going to try and meet Cedar, but he gets it around him. Sear with a challenge right off the wall. He's going to take the boost here. Already maybe looking for some control. Off the backboard. Beats 2, and Sear gets a bump, but Wendy's just kind of hesitating there. Sear gets dunked by Caesar, and Ari's left in a silly situation. Ari trying to look for a 50 or anything. Sear hits it up to him. Ari's going to keep on this. Oh, Jaws gets the boost though. And he's going to drop it down in front of Ari, but Jaws is going to be there. Might be awkward here. Sear's going to try and pinch it off the wall. Looks like some miscommunication there. Wendy's going to be there to catch it, pop it up. Caesar's there to just shut it down so quick though. Ripify up in the air already. Team's going to kind of let that one bounce. Take control here. Jaws pushing, but gets beat. 10 seconds left. They need a goal here.
Yeah, they're looking for a chance here. Caesar's trying to draw this one down. Windy off to the sidewall. They can just let this one drop, and a valiant return from this Bloomington side, but it's not quite enough. It was just the Jaws show for the first 2 minutes of that one, as they take in it looked like at first an encompassing victory, but it came out to a close matchup. 2-0 in the favor of the Atlas, and now Bloomington has it all to do to get salvage something out of this matchup. And although we saw signs of it, it'll be interesting to see if they're able to answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Being in this situation is such a hard mental hill to climb. You know, it's so discouraging to see that you're down 2-0 and, you know, you got to win 3 straight to win the game. It's, you know, mentally, it's kind of taxing. Maybe you're a bit frustrated. You might just not be playing yourself, and that's why you're frustrated. But it has been done before, and I believe these players are capable. I don't think the Atlas are that far ahead of them. So going into game 3, I'm looking for a Maulers win here.
I can see that. I can see that their momentum, if they want to just fight back. I think once you get your back against the wall, that's when we see teams start to turn it up. I mean, we saw that in the last series. We saw a Bemidji Lumberjacks team lose 8-1 in game 2 and then come back with, I think it was like a 3-0 win. So we've seen teams return and bring the energy in game 3s and not give up, and we're seeing that now as Sears just waltzing into the box straight through an empty net after this pass from Ari, and an early start here.
Yeah, might have been some communication there. There was a nice demo, but the net was left wide open, and Sear just walks that one right in. Let's see if they can keep that going here, build up a nice, comfortable lead. You know, if I'm ever in this situation, scoring 2-3 goals right away, that, you know, that's such a confidence boost, and I think they kind of need that here to get the ball rolling. Caesar trying to Cripify with a missed shot. Ari still on. Caesar's gonna be there though. Jaws up in the air. Missed shot there. Ari's gonna hit it to the corner. Stay on it. Gonna get it around Cripify, but Caesar's gonna be there. Off the backboard. Ari with a missed touch there. Caesar's gonna hit it forward. Cripify's gonna beat him to that though. He's gonna get it. Sear's gonna get it past him though, and Ari's gonna be there for the goal. This is exactly what they need to build up this momentum. This is, you know, this is where it starts. A comeback never started from being up.
Exactly, and just an unfortunate rotation there from Cripify. Taps it along, and Bloomington will take over to center that one up for Ari to tuck away. And yeah, 2-goal advantage here early into this game 3. And it seems like it's a complete different speed. We're seeing a lot more pace coming through from this Bloomington side as we see it again. Ari's there just capitalizing. They're not sitting back and waiting for the game to come to them. They're attacking these touches, and it's paying off greatly with 3 early goals.
Yeah, absolutely. They are not going to go down without a fight. That is the last thing they're going to do. Atlas might be getting a little worried here. You can feel the momentum that the Maulers have here. But we'll see what the Mankato Atlas do to kill that. Let's see if they can. Are we going to be on the ball here? Looking for an air dribble. Gets it over one. That's wide open as he just floats that thing in there with a hat trick for Ari within the first minute 30. That is impressive to say the least.
Yeah, the ball control there is beautiful. Able to send it back post. Once he was able to beat the first challenger, it was just smooth sailing straight to the back post. And yeah, I'm impressed by the turnaround. We still see no shots from this Atlas side with 5 for Bloomington, and 5 shots with 4 goals is an incredible ratio to continue with. And I think they're just using the ball a lot better. They're taking their time. It could be a boost thing. They're able to have confidence in their touches and really own the game, whereas it does feel like the Atlas are kind of flying around and unable to really sort out what they need to accomplish. But the one negative of scoring 4 early goals is that there's plenty of time left. We're not even halfway through, so potentially some Atlas games play coming out, but it's just been the Ari show. 4 for 4, showing what he can do for this Bloomington side. Great setter from Windy, and man, 5-0.
Yeah, what a nice shot from Ari. You can tell he's definitely been hitting his training packs there. Nice placement right under Caesar, and just he can't do anything there. 5-0. They're looking good. They're looking like the team that, I scrimmed against, a team that I've seen. That's a tough team to beat. As always going to try and beat them there. Sears going to stay on it, but nothing there. Cripplefy, 50. Looks for another touch. What a beautiful pass from Cripplefy as Caesar's there to finish it off. That was a beautiful touch from him.
Oh, wow, the glancing tap, and what a double from Caesar.
Yeah.
That was insane. Close angle and puts it away. Super well done, and that's what you want to see. You want to see your Atlas side putting away some high quality goals, showing these chances. And I don't know, it's a 4-goal chance. Could have seen a chance from Cripplefy to tuck it away, unable to, but he turns on this one, traps it, sends it up to the front right, looking to find a teammate, but drives past it. Jaws now intercepting, looking to find someone else in the middle, fakes it around. Caesar pops us in the middle. Can Cripplefy get the pace? And he does. And it's down to a 3-goal game with 2 minutes left. I've seen crazy things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 goals, is not an impossible feat to overcome. Maybe the Atlas just kind of came into this game thinking they were gonna waltz in and just take it based off what happened on the first 2. But they might have fixed their mental here, and they might have, turned it up a little bit. They realize that this isn't a team to, take lightly. You really can't mess with them. You can't give them the freedom because they will turn around and complete the reverse sweep on you. Caesar with a nice save, but Sear is there to just finish it off. Solid player, 2 goals from Sear. And that brings the lead to 4 with a minute 45 remaining.
Yeah, it's looking a bit tough. It's looking a bit tough now for the Atlas. We saw the momentum going, but once there's a goal that goes not your way, it feels like all that work you put in has gone away. So it will be tough for this Atlas side to really bring back this game 3, but they can continue to create their chances and carry on some energy, look to get some goals flowing into the next game 4. But an impressive showing. I referenced it previously. This Bloomington side is, strong, but as we see Caesar capitalizing there, it just rattles around. But we seen Bloomington reverse sweep last week against the Chicago Jungle side that looked impressive in the previous series. So we know what ability that they're able to bring to the table, and especially in these situations because they did it last week.
Yeah, absolutely. And that just brings me to my point again that this is not a team to be messed with. You cannot take them lightly because they will do it. And no one wants it to happen to them, but they will do it. Are we trying to get another one here? He's gonna play a soft touch to the wall. Kind of jumps off weird. Jaws gonna come in and collect it. Sear kind of off there. Caesar's gonna take it out. No one's gonna be there though, and Wendy's gonna put a shot on net, but Jaws is there. Up in the air. This could be dangerous here. Ari with a nice touch off the backboard to his corner. Beats two. Caesar's gonna come flying in, and that might be a shot there. Oof. I might have gone bar down, but you never know. Caesar with a demo there. Crepify going up in the air. Ooh, nice shot there. I mean, 18 seconds is a lot of time. It definitely can be done.
Yeah, if we see a strong kickoff, there's definitely a chance there. What a shot off the ceiling read from Cripify. I mean, it was incredibly well done. And now all the pressure is on these two going for this kickoff. It's Caesar versus Sear. Caesar does kick it out wide, but great capitalization from Wendy, showing some pace. This one will kick off the side. This ball needs to go towards the middle fast, and I just don't know. It's up in the top left. Caesar looks to put it on target, and this will roll through. A strong effort from this Atlas side. A lot of positives to take away from it, but definitely some impressive showing from this Bloomington side to come back after being down 2 in the series. They're looking to come back with this reverse sweep, and they've seemed to found their mojo once again.
Yeah, and you know, it might have just taken a little bit for the Mankato Atlas to screw their head on right. And really, this next game is going to make it or break it. I think if the Maulers win, their confidence is through the roof. Atlas is scared. And, you know, they're just going to use that in game. Aubrey here, putting up almost 800 points with 4 goals. You know, he wants it. He wants to do it. We'll see if Caesar, Cripplify, and Jaws can, you know, keep that from happening. You know, they took the first 2 games, so we know they can win. But the Maulers are going to take this one, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see a strong showing. I mean, 100% shooting percentage. That's nothing much better you can do. And a lot of assists there. I mean, usually when you have 7 goals, maybe you're not expecting many assisted plays, but we had 6 for 7 on the assist counter. So the whole team is playing well. I think the speed of play, the speed of pace, the attacks on the ball, really impressive from Bloomington this previous game. I want to see if they can keep this up, keep up the momentum, and also I'm interested to see how the Atlas adjust it, because they were able to put away 4 goals. Anytime that you're able to put shots on target and come back into chances, it means that you can do the same with a bit more defense and you'll win the matchup. So hopefully they don't have this mentality of just one more game. They look to play strong, play their strongest, and close this one out in a matchup between 2 teams who are very, very equal in record and really needing to find a result here.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. You know, looking for that one more game, I think is, you know, the worst mentality you can have. I think that's what's going to lead, you know, if you do have that mentality, that's going to lead to a loss in the series. You know, because the other team just wants it so much more there. Little misread from Wendy. Could have been dangerous. He's just going to cut Ari off there. For a pop-out mid with no boost. Ari misses a ball. Caesar with the pop-up. I was going to chase that there. Nope, just going to take the boost and leave. Looking for a bump. Cripify's got time. With a huge bump there from Cripify, sets Caesar up perfectly to go up 1-0.
Yeah, great pressure. I mean, Sear has to dodge a demo and then go for a ball, and following through on all these plays. Really well done from this Atlas side. Maybe this is the strategy that they're looking to employ. Hassle this back line and force Bloomington into mistakes at the defensive end and make the jobs easier just by tapping away empty nets. See if they can continue to do so, or if Bloomington can show some more of the pace that they need as this one kicks out. Caesar is hunting that back line, but Ari takes over. Jaws launches into the corner. Sear gets the read here. Can he find a teammate into the middle? doesn't, but is able to clear the lines. Great touch from Jaws to slow this one down. No one really contesting this one as Ari comes from the ceiling to dunk that one out of nowhere. Well done there. Great touch from Cripplefy. Beats out 2. Is he able to find a team in the middle? Drops it down with some pace, and oh, Jaws hits it back post. I don't know how he had the whole goal to look for, and it ends up back post. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Great player, but now Cripplefy is up, trying to put away a pass this time. Gets another big demo. Back foot here for this Bloomington Mauler side. Can they clear the lines? Caesar looking to get this mid boost. Doesn't, and Sear intercepts and is looking to maintain this ball, and they really need to find a tying shot, but I swore I thought that was going to be a 2-goal lead for this Atlas team.
Yeah, that, a goal like that could be a make or break. Oh, is that going to go in?
Oh, I was going to
just
say.
Off. But like I was saying, a goal like that could be a make or break for the other team's mental. And it looked like he just tried to place it a little too far. They're looking to get another one here, right off the backboard. Wendy's going to get a nice touch, but Jaws is going to be there quick. Looking to go off the wall, down into the ceiling. Caesar there. Gets caught. But he's going to rotate out. Cripplefy is going to soft touch there. Jaws is going to challenge, but he gets bumped too. Oh, and Caesar is there in time. Stop that play from getting any further. Sear looks for a boom up to Wendy. Maybe didn't have boost there. Ari with an challenge there. Looking for a bump. Oh, chew. Excuse me. My goodness. Ari on the ball. Right over Jaws. Sear's going to be there. Cripplefy is left really awkward. Sear's going to clear out of there as Wendy's going to charge in. Looks for a shot. Caesar's going to be there. Cripplefy stays on the ball here. Looking for a pass up, but it might have been too far. Sear just takes out Jaws. Looking for a pass across. Looks like he's going to stay on that ball there. Ari with a nice boom. Jaws hits it to the corner. Caesar's going to follow. Little miss there, and Wendy's going to double it and tie it up with a minute left.
Wow, I was waiting for some shooting action to come through, and Wendy does so. What a great follow on that double upside down. Taps it away, sends the toilet paper flying, and equals it out to game 4 here. Even score, 1 minute remaining. Can Bloomington send this one off to Champions Field? Sear is looking to do so as he gets a 50, but an important touch here is Jaws dropping this one back. Ari and I will get a touch. Wendy now following it up. Caesar needs to get a touch on this one. He does, and follows it closely. Big demo in the defensive end against the Atlas. As Sierra's trying to put this one here, gets a 50, doesn't quite get through. Cripplefy dropping it off to a teammate. Many 50s coming out. One bad 50, and this could really be the end of the series or a dangerous game 5 situation. Cripplefy sent it to the corner now. Drops us down, but drops it right into Sear's path. Caesar getting a big touch. This is going to go off backboard. Wendy can't get the touch. Jaws centers this one. Caesar trying to get a shot. Important save from Ari. 12 seconds left as Wendy and Ari go for the same ball. Jaws now looking to find a teammate, passing into the middle. Caesar doesn't want to commit to this one. And this one shots over the top. Is this one on target? Off the board! Out! Off of the post! What a save from Caesar! Pitches it off the front post. I don't know how that didn't just go straight in, but he covers the lines, and Jaws will just drop this one down as we head into overtime.
Oh man, that would have been a phenomenal goal to see go in. Sending it to game 5. Ari with a nice touch there. Still, keeping that dream alive. Wendy is going to be a bit slow there. Nice demo from Cripplefy again. But he missed the shot. But Wendy missed. But he saves it. My goodness, Wendy's still on the ball. Caesar beats Sear there. Ari left kind of awkward. And Cripplefy is going to end it.
Wow, what a save there from Wendy. I mean, some great saves all around. Ari just did off that kickoff, able to get a touch over Jaws, but just the pressure was too much in that entire overtime. The kickoff set the tempo, and for the whole 24 seconds, it felt like Bloomington was under pressure. And as we see there, a important win for this Atlas side as they gear up for the next matchup, as they will be facing off against the Fargo Steelhawks. Yes, that's their name. Fargo Steelhawks, who are a strong team in their own right, 2-1. So it will be a good matchup. See if they can even this up and come up with some heat. And unfortunately for this Blooming Maulers side, with that 1-3 defeat, they finished the night 0-2. They're sitting at 1-4, pending how the Des Moines derecho play in their matchup. They could see themselves at the bottom of Rising Star heading into a transaction window. And with plenty of free agents out there looking to get a shot, people maybe potentially looking to get more play time, I'm not sure, but it'll be interesting to see how that team shakes up. I mean, so what do you think Blooming should do from here?
You know, I think 1-4 is a tough position to be in. And like you said, that trade window is coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a move. I mean, we'll maybe see what happens, but I wouldn't be surprised if a move was the outcome.
I could see the same. I think it will be tough to see. They've had some good showings. It will come down to probably discussion with the team, see what they're leaning towards, and who maybe gels with the team as a whole and what they're approaching. Because it might feel like the season just started, but we're already done with week 3 and we're almost halfway there. So no time for dilly-dallying and waiting and seeing what happens. And same with us as casters, no longer dilly-dallying. We will be sending it to a short break before we come back with our last matchup of the night, representing my brand new team, the Brainerd Victory, sitting at 1-2, coming up against the new Omaha Buffalo side, who are sitting at 2-1. This will be a great matchup. Be sure to stick around and see what happens.
Go wandering eyes, that I seem to follow, can only stay still for some time. and you and me was a dream at first. I got lost in your world, in your universe. I never thought our love would ever end. I messed up, made it worse, pushed you away. All that fighting and pain till you left one day. Wish I could take back all those things I said. I can't deny that I miss you, and I know that you miss me too. So let's get over our issues and go back to me plus you. I know that things weren't perfect, but I think it's worth it. Nobody knows you like I do. I can't deny that I miss you, I miss you. Let's go back to me plus you. I can't deny that I miss you, and I know that you miss me too. So let's get over our issues and go back to me plus you. I know that things weren't perfect, but I think it's worth it. Nobody knows you like I do. I can't deny that I miss you, I miss you. Let's go back to me plus you. I'm a mess, I'm a wreck when I see your face, and I know that you're feeling exactly the same. Let's stop pretending we should stay apart. Tried to meet someone new, but they can't compare. And I know that I'm being a bit unfair, but you're the only one that's in my heart. I can't deny that I miss you, and I know that you miss me too. So let's get over our issues and go back to me plus you. I know that things weren't perfect, but I think it's worth it. Nobody knows you like I do. I can't deny that I miss you, I miss you. Let's go back to me plus you. I can't deny that I miss you, and I know that you miss me too. So let's get over our issues and go back to me plus you. I know that things weren't perfect, but I think it's worth it. Nobody knows you like I do. I can't deny that I miss you, I miss you. Let's go back to me plus you.
One, two, three, four. Oh yeah. Goddamn, would you look at me? Yo, I'm a lazy motherfucker, that's what everyone sees. Ain't it funny how you wanna be the best, but you can't even get up and get dressed? Wasted, face it, you're never gonna make it. Rockstar, you won't get far. I know you're confused. People tell you you can be anything you wanna be. Wanna go to outer space, superhero in the streets. Damn, what a lie. What a time to be alive. How have I survived? Life's a battlefield. 1974. I think I'm going insane. I'm feeling crazy. Can't get it out of my head. Oh no, if the devil inside takes hold, then I just might wind up dead. Wasted, face it, you're never gonna be the one. Rockstar, you won't get far, but at least you had fun. People tell you you can be anything you wanna be, a king or a queen, as long as you got a dream. Oh no, it's a lot, they just wanna take your life, try to tell you it's a battlefield. People tell you you can be anything you wanna be, wanna go to outer space, superhero in the streets. Damn, what a lie, what a time to be alive. How have I survived? Life's a battlefield. 1974.
Yeah, some people like me are just destined to fuck up everything that we mess with. If I was made as a joke, I don't get it. Missed the call, but I guess I got the message. Usually I fall too hard, I'm addicted to pain. And if the world's on fire, I'll be swimming in flames, yeah. Cause I'm too impatient to wait for change. I know I'm far from perfect, oh yeah. But I know I can make it work, I know I can make it work. I'm crazy, everybody knows my name, but I don't even know my name. Going insane, pulling heavy on my brain, I don't even know my name. It's a story about a ID crisis. Used to think my only future was the night shift. Brain on ADHD, autopilot. And through it all somehow I kept smiling. I can never find the right words to say. Only a handful of family ever sees my face. But I'm only human, don't we all make mistakes? I'm drowning in my head again, and my thoughts don't want me to win. They show compassion made of plastic, and I don't wanna be another tragedy, but I'd rather be dead than a skeleton dreaming about the things that he couldn't be. Cause I'm too impatient to wait for dreams.
This feels a little too perfect how we are now. You think I throw a little caution, but I don't want this to change. Been waiting too long for a moment like this. Said that you won't leave, better off with me. The kind of feeling I can't explain. Like how it feels drenched in the moonlight, like how it feels under the stars. A step out of bounds with our own plight, a push towards the peace in the hearts. If it rains down all on us, drown out the noise, and I'll trust the mirror, mirror on the wall. Is it fair to watch me fall, broken up in pieces? Can you see me bleeding? Mirror, mirror, tell me please, if these broken memories are enough to break free. Will it fix us slowly? Each day I'm moving along with what fits best for, taking me forward and back. It all I know still leads right through to the start of the end, where the past can't chase us. You should stay for a while, disregard all the miles. If it's you and I, will be okay. Like how it feels drenched in the moonlight, like how it feels under the stars. A step out of bounds with our own plight, a push towards the peace in the hearts. If it rains down all on us, drown out the noise, and I'll trust the mirror, mirror on the wall. Is it fair to watch me fall, broken up in pieces? Can you see me bleeding? Mirror, mirror,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to more Rising Star action. Stewie and Wolf on your screens going to be casting this final matchup for us. And we've got my Brainerd victory against the Omaha Buffalo, two Rising Star teams who both have had an interesting season, that's for sure. But taking a look at the Brainerd victory, they have got their full roster in Carl's Nuts. Paul and Blue, their starting roster, but Blue, the number, I believe number 1 or number 2 overall pick, Brock. But just thinking about picks, yeah, it's going to be a battle of really two solid players in this series.
Yeah, looking at these two teams, Stero, of course, sub for Irish, as I think the previous time they were on stream, they didn't do so well with their full roster. So in that department, it wasn't too good. But now they're gonna have to deal without playing with Irish. Stero, the longtime vet, is here to sub in. And on the side, we've got everyone from the Brainerd victory. So be interesting to see what this Buffalo team can do, considering they've started off pretty slow so far. I didn't check their games off stream yet, but it should be a hindrance to their gameplay for sure. With a sub, but I feel like Rising Star. I feel like having Stero as a Rising Star sub is very good, considering he's kind of in that range.
Experience.
Like experience, and he's pretty much just like a third round Rising Star player. I mean, for some of these guys, they're high champ. For others, they're creeping into diamond. So there's quite a big gap there at that sub position, and I think we're just waiting on one team to get us started, Stewie.
I think they were, yeah, I think you're right. I think they were resetting their game possibly. I know somebody had blue screen issues. Things happen. We're working on it. Not in, yeah, obviously, gotta love it. Well made that we put that in there, but yeah, regardless, yeah, just working through some small things on the technical side, but yeah, we don't have that fourth matchup tonight, obviously.
Forfeit.
As it is a forfeit, but taking a look at the two that we have gotten, the Lumberjacks and the Jungle taking that one 3-1, and the Atlas coming out with a big win against the Maulers, and the Maulers beat the Jungle in a reverse sweep, and the Maulers, that's their only win on the season. And right in front of them is the Brainerd victory, who are 1-3, who are not exactly having the best season as well in Rising Star. And way up ahead of them, though, the Buffalo sitting in 6th. They're 2-1. They look good on the season. You talked about Stero, him subbing in should be an important thing, and it is. But the Buffalo right now are second in Rising Star on assist rating. There's a percentage. The Victory are actually number 1. They have a 100% assist rating on every single goal they have scored this season. The Buffalo are in that second spot at 86%. But neither of these teams lead any of the major stats. Goals per game, assists, shots, shooting. Most of that dominated by the Hibbing Rangers and by one player on their roster, but yeah, they don't lead any of the major stats. Neither of these teams do, but I think that it's the Buffalo series to lose. They have the better record. They have overall had the better season, and I think that it's really their series to lose. I'm still going to pick the Victory because I play for the Victory, so I'll give it to the Victory in 5, but how confident am I in that? Not terribly confident in it, I will say that.
Yeah. I don't really have an idea where this series is going to go, but to talk about, I didn't know that stat from Bloomington, that they reverse swept the Jungle in the previous week. That's insane to me because of how good the Jungle looked today and how Bloomington didn't look bad. All 4 of those games in their loss to the Atlas were very close. We saw multiple overtimes. all of that good stuff. So, I mean, they were very high seeded, worst records to start the season. Both teams looked solid. They didn't have any subs, but I think that Bloomington team definitely has a lot of potential. But then again, I think V15 talked about it, and ISO talked about it before the break. That trade window coming up October 22nd. It's the only trade window of the entire season. So after that, unless there's a retirement, something bad happens to a player, you're likely just going to need to bring someone up from a lower league. So, rosters are locked on November 1st. So it'll be interesting to see, even if teams are doing quite well, I feel like there's still going to be some changes because, right, there's only one trade window. Last season we had 2 trade windows. There was that cushion to experiment a little bit more. But now, it's one and done. And I think there's going to be a lot of moves made in that trade window to up the chances of teams winning it all.
I agree. You highlighted the trade window, but that coming in 3 days time now, the 22nd on Sunday it opens. Technically opens on I guess you could say the 21st, which is Saturday night. So the last matches we're going to get are premier matches directly before that trade window. And it'll be interesting to see how those premier matches go because with I mentioned this to a lot of people. Challenger and Rising Star, with having 16 teams, they are constantly playing double headers. Every single week is a double header because we have 8 weeks in the season. For Premier, it's a little bit different. Some teams don't have double headers, whereas some teams in that week do. So, for example, this week, multiple teams only play 1 series and multiple teams play 2 series. So that can impact how your view on your team is, especially going into this trade window. If you're not doing the best that you want to be doing, consider making a change. But really, for me, the inconsistency from some teams is really killing them. For me in Rising Star, it's been the Bloomington Maulers who have looked good in some games, and in other games not the greatest. Same with the Brainerd Victory, the Lumberjacks, another team. I won't mention your Des Moines derecho as they're working through some things, but
swept. Okay.
They did win. So
this Victory team, so they're coming off of a pretty rough loss.
Hey, give it to them. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So a victory is a victory. We're just waiting on one player currently who's having very hard technical difficulties. Is crashed again. So checking in, but yeah, you and I are just stalling time, having a good time, and I hope you brought your mic up. I think you did. I think
I want to.
Yeah, pretty much. You can do whatever you want because you're the producer here now, and I'm not the producer for the first time ever.
Yep, I was talking about how next time I'm just gonna make a big video of my highlights in MCS, just the entire stream, for that time, so we don't see any of Bemidji at LAN. None of that. Just my highlights. I think it'd be
just your highlights because you're the best. You're number one.
They're good highlights.
You're the best GM. You have the best highlights. You're the production. You can do whatever you want.
Very versatile.
Indeed.
But talking about kind of an off-topic thing. Not really, because we're toward Friday. Calster had signed up in free agency, and he had gotten put on the Bemidji Challenger team to replace Mamba, who has retired currently. And we know how good Calster is. Why is he back in Challenger? I feel like
I don't know.
Is he just gonna play one match, and then I feel like Premier teams will target him. That's not an understatement at all. He's a big reason why we got so far in the first place. And just see him in Challenger again just doesn't make sense to me. One game off of winning Premier at LAN last season. He was there the entire time. I wasn't.
All the way through Game 7.
Yeah, so a lot more credit to him than myself. Of course, he's been there the entire time. For me to see him in challenge is kind of weird. Is he just gonna play this one Bemidji match, give them a free win, and then trade window comes, premier teams, make a move? I feel like it's bound to happen. I just can't see Calster going challenger the rest of the season. It just doesn't feel right, especially with some of the teams right now in Premier. There's plenty of spots where he can fill in, plenty. So I'm
agreed.
expecting a change. I'm expecting him to be high value as well. One thing that I did not know was that Wubik also signed up.
He signed up as well, yeah.
And that's more recent too. He was not available at the draft.
Indeed.
But now he has signed up, and it looks like he has only... I'm tripping. He's got challenger and
Premier availability, so you can pick him up for whatever
right there. So definitely likely going to see him get picked up, especially with the expansion of the franchise. It's got to be bro, I'm trying to sleep. All right.
Take it or leave it. They're able to get in. I already gave my prediction, but
What?
no way. No way. He loses connection again. Right as we're about to get in the game. Oh, he joined back. Oh, he's back. Oh, it was a pump fake. You had me in the first half. Not gonna lie.
Now they're spamming the chat. I want to sleep. I'm trying to play this match. People are
Dude's on
disconnecting.
he's on a hotspot Wi-Fi connection right now.
He is.
He has to be.
Pulling
I mean,
Wellis,
it's just the
if
most
that's the case.
inconsistent as you could possibly be. Regardless,
Yeah.
I gave my prediction for this series. I think it's to be a win for the victory in Game 5. I don't know how confident I am in that, considering how good the Buffalo have looked throughout this season. And I was just on here cast, and I would like him to return to cast. So, yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5-game series, and it could go either way.
Yeah, I'm kind of in between right now. However, I think I'm on kind of the same wavelength as you. I feel like it's gonna be a battle of ISO versus Blue. And I just think Percy is a very good support player in general. But without Irish was a big factor. Obviously, last time they didn't win. Carl shot to the left side, gonna be off. But he is one of the main reasons why they're restoring when they did. So to not have him here, Stero experienced in Challenger and Rising Star as well, as that's a great shot from Paul off the crossbar and in. The victory take a 1-0 lead.
I think it was Blue running interference. It was, and that wasn't going to be too easy for the victory to use. 1-0 lead for them. 3:59 still left in this game. No one really taking advantage right off that kickoff. Blue going to touch it to the midfield. 2 players go. And no one has gone really for anything crazy so far. Nobody's really pulled anything out of the rabbit's hat, but Blue may be the person to do it. On the side of the Omaha Buffalo, it would be ISO, him one of the most mechanical players in this lobby, and has a free shot, gets barred down and out. It's just gonna not bounce for him, and he gets bumped back into the ball, and as a result can't get anything out of it. And Carl will get the clear all the way down the field, and that is going to be a tough name for me to say all night. Great shot from Paul. He tries to snipe the corner. Blue. Good commit out of the midfield. Huge pinch midfield now again. Stero lays chase.
And I believe Paul was on that Lumberjacks prospect, if I'm not mistaken. Not confident in that one, but I feel like he was definitely at land. And, so far, had a great look earlier that went in. That's going to just roll towards the ISO, and then had that crazy placement that was just off the mark earlier as Scarlett trying to get that going now to ISO, as they might have just given away possession they have. Blue is going to capitalize, and, you know, they had possession of the ball, Stewie, but they give it away into a free pass.
Blue gets the second, and I did not like that touch of out of the middle of their net. Just right in front of the box. They don't do anything with it. It goes right to Blue, and he pretty much just has to walk it in the net. Maybe Stero gets a double. Blue could read off his backboard. That was a threatening chance from the Buffalo for now, but they are playing with the sub. Missing Irish in this game. I mean, we could barely get ISO connected to the game. I wouldn't, be surprised if something happens here if he DCs or anything. He's hopefully still playing. Haven't seen him just yet. He's all the way down in the corner, and he is DC'd, but a goal has been scored. We are far enough into this game to where we cannot reset it, and they have to keep going. And still plenty of time, though. This is a 2v3 for now. ISO lost connection, and we have to continue going based off of the rules. So, unfortunately for the Buffalo, they're playing 2v3 right now.
I give you a weird exception at land, but we're not there right now. That's a nice shot, though, from Blue. It's a redirect into the net. It was a 2-0 victory, or a 2-0 lead for the victory prior to this. Disconnect happened. Yeah. A bit unfortunate there at the disconnect. Now it's 3-0, and with 90 seconds remaining in game number 1, it's a 2v3, and they're gonna get another one.
That's 4-0. The 2v3 not working too well. We'll wait for ISO to see if he's able to get back into the game. They're asking if this happens to him a lot, and they say never. I don't know if I've seen him disconnect before. I really can't answer that question, but
I love disconnecting. Really
yeah, you're really good at it. I mean,
that moment.
I agree.
In the same season, I won it all. Throughout
You turned it around.
Throughout the first couple of weeks into the wide open. I don't know if I want to cast this because it's pretty much over. Unfortunately, for the Buffalo. But yeah, I had disconnect issues. It wouldn't kick me from the game, but it would leave me.
There he is. I got 56 seconds.
For a minute, or not a minute, about 10 seconds or so, and I just not be in the play. And you'd spot it every time, make fun of me. It was pretty fun.
Indeed.
But it got fixed. But ISO's returned. It doesn't matter. Paul's gonna score again, and that is not a hat trick, but 2 goals for Paul. Blue would have a hat trick. This has just been unfortunate as they're having a fun time in the camp. So can he join back? Yes, he can. He just disconnected. Can't be an auto-locked 2v3 once someone disconnects. I mean,
it's like he's.
It doesn't matter.
Indeed. You talked about the turning it around. I'm still waiting for you to send me a message and say, "Hey, when do you want to join the derecho? I'd love to have you over there." I'm still waiting for that to come in. If, you'll take. Oh, you'll take.
I'll bench myself.
Well, Saith and Mogi, and then just those two. No, we'll drop water and just do 2v3. We'll just have Saith and Mogi 2v3. I bet they could do it.
Honestly,
but they could win a game.
Probably have a better record
than how you guys are doing right now.
No.
You guys are doing right now. Percy J, though, gonna get one on the board. 7 seconds.
Oh, yelling into the I don't know what's happening in the comms there. That's a nice shot, though. As Paul was super close to saving that, he's still yelling into the camera. I am very confused. But 7 seconds left. Victory looking to take a trip to South America. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, though, unless they keep it up. They're going to drop it. Victory. Take game number 1. And if they didn't take that game number 1, Stewie, I don't know, is what I'd have to say to that. Disconnect happened. They were already up huge, and game was way out of hand by the time it was already out of hand. It got worse and worse and worse.
Indeed. We're just going to ready up right away so we can get ISO into this next game as quickly as possible so he is ready and able to play. But yeah, I think overall need to focus on offensive side of things. But yeah, I think really our focus should be on what the, I guess you could say what the Buffalo need to come out of this with, you know, Brock, like what I mean, after the first game, I mean, obviously it's just game one and things can happen, but what in the world are you going to change here considering what, I don't even know how to explain what just happened in the first game. So what is your series altering play, our coaching session,
Well, we're
mistake change?
freestyling, so I don't know. We double commit to the sidewall, just all over the place right now for the Buffalo. Got to start by not conceding that much. You know, we've seen teams go down big in the first 2 games, and Paul's going to get on the board again in game number 2. But we've seen in game number 3, just like in the in that Maulers series, where, you know, they looked very good. I think they had like a 7-3 victory in that game 3, even though they were down 2-0 in the series. It kind of tends to happen where the losing team in game number 3 does very well. But to, you know, be able to complete the entire reverse sweep is very difficult. So right now, got to be careful if you're the victory. But right now, it's not looking too good. Blue off the backboard, gonna fall down to Carl. He's gonna shoot it, and it's denied by Stero and follow-up block. Blue with a huge dunk. It's off of the backboard. Can he follow it? No. Paul open net. Sinks it. The victory are up 2.
He's not going to miss that twice. I thought Blue might have it. Doesn't matter. His teammates there to clean it up. And Brainerd Victory with the 2-0 lead. You see the Reaper throwing out the dab and getting spicy. But
it is around that time.
Indeed. Possibly we see a play come out of the kickoff area. Pretty sure that was a fake kickoff into a possible pre-jump pass, but I don't know why the Brainerd Victory are considering that at this point. Good follow from Blue. Percy J turns it to the side. ISO by himself in a 1v1. Backflip comes in. Carl, though, still makes the turnaround save. Brainerd Victory with a good denial on their goal line despite the big mistake. Blue by himself into the corner. Good challenge from ISO. Will maybe fall into a double. No, Percy J takes it away. Nobody has boost. The bump comes into the back line and a big bounce, Brock, that one that Omaha does not need to deal with right now.
You know how I like demoing the third man so that it's just a wide open.
It's your favorite play in the world.
My favorite play in the entire game. It's the easiest play in the entire world.
Oh god. Oh yeah. You can't hit the ball. Just hit the guy who's playing. He's the last defender back.
Yeah. So good awareness from the Victory. They had that demo and then that follow-up. Paul, unfortunately, going to get demoed there. Carl with the fake
boy.
Into the back of the net. Oh my goodness. Giving flashbacks to what I did to the originally known Minnetonka Barons, now the Knights. That is salt in the wound, Stewie. Yikes.
They're adding insult to injury. More like injury to insult. They're insulted, now they're injured and they're down.
They're down.
Oh boy.
They're down bad.
They're down bad. They're having a 2v3. I feel bad for the Buffalo at this point. I mean, they're doing their best, but with a sub, it's hard to work with no team chemistry or not enough. And you got a Brainerd Victory team that just won't go away. They're not making any mistakes. They're really just letting the Buffalo shoot themselves in the foot. And this would be a big series win for the Victory. That's a big mistake though, but Stero gets on the board.
Yep. Stero getting on the board. You know, Irish was a big shooter for them, you know, when he has been around. This week he's not here though. So for the Buffalo to get one here, it's good. But the only other chance I really thought they had a chance, like a tiny bit of a chance to score, was when ISO had a dribble. He couldn't corral it at the end of the play, and kind of just floated towards the net. It was close to going in. A good save had to be made to stop it, but, you know, I feel like that's going to be where this team needs to thrive. I feel like ISO can't really be that first man because he kind of needs to be able to, his teammates need to give him space to work with the ball, because if I'm going to be honest, that's what they need right now. Carl's nuts. Gonna get on the board.
Carl is indeed nuts. He's very good.
He's cracked at the game.
It's cracked. He is nuts. He is nuts. You are so good at Carl. You are very good. Well done.
Talented.
Brainerd victory.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Challenger level. Challenger. Get him up to Challenger. Get him in Premier. Throw him on the victory Premier team.
Yeah, Stewie needs a
Make
replacement.
the change. I need to be replaced. Send me down to Challenger. I'm selling the bag. Leading the league in goals per game, but I'm still selling the bag.
Yeah.
Just tossing it away. Right down the drain.
Come on.
Still. Yeah, come on. Be better. The Omaha Buffalo need to be a little bit better, a little bit more consistent with hitting the ball. They're struggling here, but, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit. They're playing with a sub, like I said, but there's still some time left in this series. Not really this game. You know, only 40 seconds. They're down by 3, and they're getting deleted off the field currently. But I love what Brainerd's doing with their backline. Every touch they're making, they're putting it to the sidewall. It's hard for the Buffalo to get anything going vertically when the opposing team is playing everything sideways and horizontally. It requires you to be more mechanically sound on how you recover to the ball and how straight you put it on the net. And again, there's another example of it. Great touch by Paul, just taps it to Carl, and I mean that burns at least 6 or 7 seconds off that clock. And again, I mean it's just play to the corner, play to the corner. Defense is working out for the Brainerd victory so far.
Yep. Defense and offense and control of the game pretty much.
Everything.
They haven't really been taking possession necessarily. They've kind of just been banging the ball towards their net, but the Buffalo can't really take possession of the ball in those moments, so they kind of just get another touch immediately after it bouncing off a wall, corner, whatever it may be. The victory are up 2-0 right now. They also, right now, against this Buffalo team, are a more well-rounded team, and it's very difficult for anybody on the Buffalo to get things going. They're on defense a lot, Stewie, and you know, I kind of mentioned before, we need like to see some, you know, big moments from their first-round pick, kind of get them going, if you will. But right now, when you have a well-rounded team, it's very difficult to do that against, because if you're in the right position, you're going to have 2 to 3 players to be able to cover that solo play. So it's definitely going to be very difficult for them to get back into this one. But the Buffalo, we haven't seen any physicality. Brainerd, a lot of physicality. And I don't blame the Buffalo for not being physical, but right now you kind of need to, because you have 0 space to work with right now.
You've got 0 offense to work with at this point. The only offense that they've gotten is just an errant goal that comes out of absolutely nowhere. No idea where Paul went here. There he is. He joins in at the last second. He joined late, but
is he gonna score?
He comes in, and I don't know what he's up to here, but was possibly looking at his cell phone. I no idea, but still able to get in the game right off the kickoff.
He's like, I'll give them a 10-second head start.
Yeah, hey, hold on. I'll just let you guys play for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then I'll join the game, and then we'll win. That's how I'm gonna work through it. That was a really close chance. I'm surprised that didn't find the back of the net.
From both players, but it was a good block from the Buffalo. But Percy is giveaway possession. Blue can't quite get back to it, but he can. I mean, just nobody is taking action on the ball. ISO does get it around 2. Paul with a decent 50. Percy now with potential 50. It's going to go to the wall. ISO now to the wall, goes too fast. Pass over to Blue, into the net off of the defender.
Oh, man.
And man, can it not get any more unfortunate as Carl looking at the Timmy look, giving us the chat face. We love to see it.
Yeah, they're really missing Irish right now.
Yeah.
Irish brought 1.2 saves per game. Also brings in 1.6 demos per game, and is currently Paul ahead of him, but he is number 5 out of all Rising Star players for demos per game. Sitting quite high for saves per game, and not really high in anything else. But regardless, they're missing Irish right now a little bit with the offensive pressure that they could have. But I still think that the Omaha Buffalo can give a more concerted effort, a little bit more on the field. They're struggling right now. Good flick though from ISO. Maybe get one on the board, but it's turned to the side by Blue, and that's the difference between the victory and the Buffalo right now for me, Wolf, is the rotation is just way cleaner from this Brainerd victory team. They're doing the most. ISO, maybe a double off the backboard. Can't get the read down, and you're going to want that one to tie up this series. You've been digging out yourself out of hold pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, unfortunately, not only that, I believe it was Percy who double committed. I mean, it would have been a continuation of offense for them. But now it's going to be back towards their end. They had a decent streak of offense with physicality. They had a lot of demos and bumps where they just pop the ball up for a teammate and immediately go for bump, which I absolutely love. It's currently working. As they haven't been scored on so far, and they've had their most offense that they've had yet this series. So things are looking pretty good as a pass comes over to ISO. It's blocked by Blue. And now Carl taking possession. Paul goes for the bump. ISO has to chip it off of him to deny that threat. And now Percy with the 50 into the midfield. Shot from Carl. Stero gets a save into the corner. Carl off the corner. Blue towards net. Gonna be denied by ISO, but is it enough to counterattack for the Buffalo?
A little bit. I mean, they get the demo. They got 2 players on the ball, but they just drive it into the corner, and Percy J, good back pass to ISO, pops it up. This is the player that you're worrying about if you're on the side of the victory with the ball on his car, but chaos reigning supreme off the backboard. Stero tries for 2. Carl would be dunked by ISO. Brainerd on top of each other right now in their end, still not conceding a goal, and I have no idea how they haven't. That shot off the backboard. Stero, the follow-up, gets underneath. And I think Paul... I'm possibly thinking that he thought the defender... It was Paul. I think Carl thought Paul had this save.
Yeah, as they do a little scene in the camera in the cams.
Just goofy.
I think he said, "What are you doing?" Something along the lines of that. But, I mean, for the Buffalo, yes, they have all of that offense, but we've still got the same issues with the double commits. It seems like whenever ISO takes the ball up, Percy and Stero doesn't know, how many touches exactly he has, and then they end up committing for a ball that is going to be probably 50'd by ISO as this one goes back towards the Buffalo end. And they're going to team bump each other. It goes to the backboard, ISO. And they're in the best situation so far, Stewie. 45 seconds left. It's a tie game, but you don't want to be on defense here.
Indeed. And they don't want to be starved to boost. They aren't exactly, though. Percy finds ISO, and a good outplay from them. Paul, though, turns it right back over ISO's head. Sarah with a good touch to himself. Can you find anything out of this? No. Blue with the interception. Can't fall into another touch. Percy J into his own corner. Can he get another one? He can. Gets by Carl. Paul, this is dangerous. It's on target. Stero with a huge 50. And this is the best scenario that the Buffalo have seen so far in this series. Oh, he tried to sneak into the close corner. ISO nearly found a possible game-winning goal, but that's going to be turned away by Carl. And that was the closest chance that they've had so far. But we're going to go to overtime, and don't count the Buffalo out just yet. They got to win this overtime to force us a game 4. They have the kickoff in their favor, but Blue with a veteran play goes right away to turn it to the side.
He's going to be looking for a redirect here. Does not connect with it, but does find a demo. And for Buffalo right now, confidence seems to be an issue. They really trying to take a passive approach here as their first man. That's a great attempt for ISO. Unfortunately, hits it over the crossbar. As Blue now taking, a lot of time. As ISO pops in front of his net, Stero is going to follow it. Does not have another touch, but goes to Paul. Not a good touch for the victory. Bump comes out. Paul does get a nice touch into the corner, though, as he tries to get it midfield. I mean, the Buffalo right now currently somewhat have the ball. And, it seems like their support man, their second man, is not really trusting that the first man is going to get anything good for them, because they're just nowhere to be seen after, a 50-50 happens. It's just possession given to the victory.
ISO's doing everything he can right now. He has 4 shots for his team, but no goals on the board just yet. Maybe he confirms his call, but can't find it. Percy J, good touch all the way across. Stero gives chase. Has 2 players for the victory, sitting on the front post. Paul with a good touch over ISO. This is dangerous. Percy J's got to be careful. ISO tries to go right away. Paul will be beaten by Stero to the ball. Carl, last back. Good touch to his corner. And Stero is chasing a bump. Omaha, it's only going to take 1 for them. All they got to find is 1 bump. And if they do, they score here. Stero, bounce shot to the far right side. Can't find it. It's turned away from the net. Good clear from Paul to Percy J. Whoa, that touch got scary. Just from the angle we were on, Brock, that could have been a own goal ending your own series, but now in their half with no boost. Good pass down to Blue, 50-50 from Percy J. ISO will catch them out. That's all the way down. Is it in? It's not. Blue turns it to the side. Omaha with their cleanest opportunity. Yeah, they can't find the open net.
Yep. Unfortunately, played it over the defender. I mean, kind of surprised that one went through, as that's a good pass to Percy. It's going to be on net. Blue does get the save. The last thing that you want right now, if you're the victory, is to let the Buffalo get in your half. And right now, in this overtime, they're doing a pretty decent job at getting their fair share of chances on Omaha's half. As we've seen the victory awkward on their backboard in weird moments on defense. So if you're the Buffalo, you're able to get them back into that position. It's going to be a prime chance to score, but it's another double commit, and ISO and Percy have been double committing quite a bit, and right now it hasn't punished them. But another one of those, you're easily looking at another goal.
Yeah, it's going to backfire at some point. At one point, it's going to be the Brainerd Victor going to walk in an open net. That's another double commit out of the midfield. Though Stero, good recovery. ISO trying to put pressure and give his team a chance. Off the backboard, good read. Another double commit on the back line. So they haven't gotten caught just yet, but maybe they get caught here. Blue over top, gets over 2 players. ISO's last back, but he doesn't make contact on the ball. Gets an awkward play onto Blue, and I think Brainerd just trying to figure out if Omaha's going to hit the ball half the time, because it just seems like they're playing the ball. Finally, Carl works his way through, gets the touch over the top. 3:41 into overtime. Final scoreline, the Brainerd Victor going to sweep their way to a win.
Carl giving us the look again in the 3-0 sweep win. But yeah, I mean, we predicted, at least I thought, game 3 is going to be, much closer, or even a win for the Buffalo. It was very close. Went into that overtime, had some chances, missed on them, a lot of miscommunication on the side of the Buffalo. So again, we're looking at, that trade window. Is this a team that is going to be making a move? They are without Irish today, but, do they stick with that? Do they see potential in somebody else that can elevate them from being maybe a mid to low team to being at the top? Depends on, the team captain's approach, the GM and whatnot, but definitely going to be exciting to see what happens. But that is the third final matchup of the night, Stewie. And if you are confused on why there's not a match following this one, the Burnsville Inferno forfeit to the Fargo Steelhawks. So the Steelhawks in Rising Star look very good, Stewie.
Indeed. They're getting a win here.
And they're already a good team.
You got a free win, and they're already a good team.
Blasphemy.
Exactly. Blasphemy. They're going to move up of course, from 3-2 to 3-2. Excuse me. They're going to move from 2-2 to 3-2 as a result of that. So, yeah, I think all the matches have been confirmed for the evening. I think we're still waiting on a couple to finish up, but go ahead and throw that score in. And overall, Brainerd with a massive victory. That gonna push them up. They were all the way down in 11th at 2-3. They were way down, I want to say in 14th, maybe 15th. I don't remember, but things change fast, and victories come and go. My final thoughts for the night, Brock. I liked what I saw from the Jungle in that first series. Confirming that they are in fact a top team that can contend with the big boys. And I mean, they showed it with how they played the game. Bemidji, for me, their woes continue in this season 8. Obviously, we
sub for part of the series.
Indeed, and they came back with their full roster in the 4th game and just couldn't do much with it. But their woes continue in pretty much every league. I mean, trying not to rag on them too much, but this is a completely different roster for their Rising Star franchise, for their Rising Star League team. But compared to their last season, it's not really a championship contender quite yet. But I think that they're going to be a team that we could possibly see make a move in that roster window. Obviously, it coming up in on Sunday. It opens at technically midnight. The morning of Sunday. So Saturday at midnight is when it begins live. And I just cannot wait for the messages to show up at 12:03 a.m. of people making roster moves.
Is going to
and with this,
jam-packed, Stewie.
Exactly. And with the 16 franchises,
there's even more.
We are going to see even more. We're going to get so confused with who's on what roster, but the beautiful thing is
it's already confusing, but
it's already confusing as it is. So we don't have to be any more confused than we are. But the woes for Bemidji continue. Chicago for confirming themselves as a top team, and Mankato getting a big win for them, moving them up to 3-2. They're all the way up in 6th place. So shout out to those guys. And Bloomington dropping all the way to the final seed, and that might be a team that we see make a change. But Challenger tomorrow.
Hey, one move on that Bloomington team,
they could be very good. I agree.
Could go from bottom to the top really quickly.
I 100% agree with that. With who they have in their core.
So definitely going to be crazy to see what ends up happening in the trade window on the 22nd. If you're not in the Discord, I think if you're not even a player, you can see the transaction proposal. I'm not sure on that.
You can.
It'll be crazy. So if you want to keep up with the proposals there, which 99% of them go through, to know who's going where.
Unless you're trying to pick up Ledge like 3 times and you can't confirm their salary with him.
Just poor shout out to Ledge there, Stu.
Shout out to Ledge. Sorry, Ledge. Love you, man. But should be a blast for Challenger tomorrow.
Yep, as it always is. Should have 4 full matches for that, very likely. I've committed to casting, I believe in that 3rd or 4th spot. I'm not sure. It's whatever whenever Fargo plays, as I'm
the 4th one.
A diehard Papo Taro Andy fan. So I'm gonna
that's the team. That's the team to watch. We've got appreciate it, Brock. Everything you do for the league. As always, running everything for us on the production side of things. Casting, of course, in that last match. Some friendly faces tomorrow, of course, as usual for Challenger. We kick it off with the Lumberjacks in the Jungle once again at 6 p.m. same time. Different league though. We're going to kick it up a notch when it comes to the competition, and I'm excited to see what we get from those Challenger guys.